latest from the news center. Omar, what's the latest?
Well, Frank, I can tell you Dallas police say a sniper with a rifle opened fire at a government building from an adjacent structure. By the time it was all over, 3 detainees were shot, 2 are now confirmed dead, and that suspect has been confirmed to have taken his own life. We can take you to the video this morning and tell you that this all started just before 5 a.m. our time here. Police identified that shooter as a man who died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound as agents closed in. All 3 people shot were detainees at this facility here, and no ICE agents were shot or hurt in all of this. 2 victims were rushed to a local hospital where officials say 1 detainee now remains in critical condition. A 3rd victim died at the scene. A 2nd victim died at the hospital. We know the FBI is now on site, and a nearby highway was shut down in both directions as this investigation unfolded. A formal police briefing is expected at any moment now. We'll show you those pictures in just a moment, but want to let you listen in to Todd Lyons, who spoke on CNN just moments ago. He's the acting director here for ICE. Take a listen.
We do know that 3 have definitely been shot. They're en route to the hospital right now. We had great support from locals on the ground that are helping us look for the active shooter. And like I said, right before I just walked on set, I got word that the shooter is down from a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
Want to show you this tweet as well from Christy Nome saying there was a shooting this morning at the Dallas ICE government field office. Details are still emerging, but we can confirm there were multiple injuries and fatalities. The shooter is deceased by a self-inflicted gunshot wound. While we don't know a motive yet, we know that our ICE law enforcement is facing unprecedented violence against them. It must stop. Please pray for the victims and their families. Want to show you those live pictures from Dallas where any moment now we are expecting an update from officials there. Of course, we will bring this to you live as soon as it begins. Also worth noting that this is now the 3rd time an ICE or Border Patrol facility in Texas has come under fire this year alone, following attacks in Fort Worth and McAllen earlier this summer.
There's been a lot going on in the news lately, both globally and here in the United States, so it's easy to miss some of the important developments happening in Congress. One of those stories flying under the radar, we're once again facing a potential government shutdown. Incredibly, this would be the 8th time since early 2023 that the U.S. has come to the brink of a shutdown. What makes this especially baffling is that Republicans currently control the House, the Senate, and the presidency. With that level of control, you'd think passing a budget would be a straightforward task. And yet, here we are. Republicans are now proposing a continuing resolution, a temporary measure to fund the government for about 6 weeks. It's not a real budget, just another delay tactic. They've kicked the can down the road 7 times already, and now they're asking for 1 more extension. It's hard not to laugh at the sheer incompetence of it. Meanwhile, Democrats have made a clear demand: restore the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, subsidies that were cut. These subsidies are crucial. They help keep healthcare affordable and prevent rural hospitals and care facilities from shutting down. Their proposal is simple: include the subsidies in the continuing resolution, and they'll agree to keep the government open. Sounds like a reasonable compromise. In fact, Democratic leaders were scheduled to meet with President Trump to negotiate a deal. After all, Republicans are already paying the price in the polls for these healthcare cuts. You'd think they'd want a quick win, keep the government running, and reverse an unpopular policy move. But instead, House Speaker Mike Johnson and Senator John Thune reportedly told Trump that Democrats want to use the deal to provide healthcare to undocumented immigrants, a blatant lie. And predictably, Trump backed out of the meeting, citing unserious and ridiculous demands from the radical left. The self-proclaimed great dealmaker once again proved unwilling to even sit down with Democrats. Rather than listen to their actual proposal, one aimed at preventing Americans from losing health care, Trump opted to retreat. It's worth pointing out that these healthcare cuts aren't even popular among Republican voters. Democrats are practically handing the GOP a lifeline: restore the subsidies, stop the bleeding in the polls, and avoid a shutdown. But instead, Republicans are clinging to lies and partisan spin, and Trump, true to form, chickened out. At this point, it should be clear, Trump is not a skilled negotiator. He's not even willing to have a conversation. He's scared of being challenged, scared of dealing with reality, and clearly more interested in political theater than in actually governing.